Is your debt causing you sleepless nights? Knock your debt out with Debt KO. And your debt won't be the only thing keeping you up at night. Debt KO, free impartial advice on all your debt.
Andrew McCART, IFL TV in association with MTK Global. I'm down here in Gallagher's gym, delighted to be joined by Morrison. How's things, buddy?
I'm well, mate. Good.
You good?
Good to see you.
Yeah, good training session there. I seen you do a couple of rounds sparring, a couple of pad work with Anthony Kroll. I mean, how's training going?
Good, just ticking over at the minute, no date, so as long as you can stay, 78% fit in case anything comes up, then I'm more than happy. I'm in the gym every day, done a little bit of sparring today, pad work, bit of bags, so yeah, just steady.
You haven't fought since January.
Yeah.
You said you're taking over. Have you got any sort of inkling of a fight date or a fight?
Nothing. It's been a bit of a frustrating time at the minute, as it has for a lot of people in the boxing game. Offered fights, falling through, so on. But it's just boxing, I suppose. A
wee buddy told me you were offered the Jack Cullen fight. You accepted it, but it sort of fell through. Do you know why or anything?
Yeah, like I said, if this is frustrating now. This is probably the second or third time it's happened with a few fights that I've accepted. Cullen got put to me probably about 3 weeks ago, about 3 or 4 weeks ago. Decent money, made sense. Although some people wouldn't take that fight, he's just coming off a loss than a draw, I think. So he's sort of like you need your sort of thing. But it made sense, like business wise, and it's a fight that I know I can go and win. So we accepted the fight. For me to scroll through social media a few days later, and there he is announced that he's fighting Jamie Cox at super middle. I don't know if that's a case of he can't do middleweight anymore. I'm not sure like the logistics of it, but yeah, I'm scrolling through Insta and I'm like, hang on a minute, I accepted that fight a few days ago. And I was just waiting on confirmation of the fight happening in an announcement, and yeah, it fell through. But it's like I say, it's boxing, but it's not the first time it's happened. I was offered Felix cash probably just under 18 months ago.
Eddie's offering you this fight?
He'll have to be. Eddie offered me Felix cash probably about 16 months ago now, just before I went and boxed in Rome. Again, accepted the fight. A few days later, he was fighting. Who did fight at the time? Might have been Cullen at the time. Yeah, it was Cullen at the time. He got the Cullen fight. Obviously, beat Cullen. And then I did an interview a few months ago. I got asked, what sort of any direction you'd like to go in, like any fights out there for you, and I mentioned 3 names that all made sense, to me as a fight. One was Brian Rose. I've done the interviews out there. One was Brian Rose. I think it was a great fight. I think still is a great fight. Brian's as good as a Manchester fighter. It'd be pretty much a local derby. Yeah, Brian's always trained in Manchester. He's well known up here. He's got a good Manchester crowd, as have I. So it would have made sense. A fight, like I said, a little local derby. The Felix Cash fight, because obviously he's got the Commonwealth. So that made sense to me, and the other fight was the Wellborn fight, which was a rematch which I wanted. None of those 3 fights happened for one reason or another. Obviously Cullen come off the Chelly draw. Was it a draw? Yeah. That Chelly draw, and he was put to me after that, and like I said, business wise it made sense. So we accepted the fight, and it fell through. So it's a frustrating time.
The thing is, as well, you're talking about a frustrating time, but this sort of like current situation we're in as well, and stuff like that. Surely these fights, we've seen guys get opportunities on big shows and stuff like that against a British fighter, and now we're stepping in because we can't fly in these guys from abroad and whatnot. So are you putting your name out there for any promoters like, I'm ready to fight, give me a middleweight?
I just want good fights. I don't want to be taking steps back. I've come off a good win in Italy, and I've had a couple of wins since. So I don't want to be going back. I want to be looking for titles. And right now, these promoters, they don't want to be putting on. Like I said, they're not flying journeymen in. 50-50 fights. Now, if it makes sense, which it should do, you know, regardless of the the current climate and what's happening, I believe that, you know, if you're putting on a big domestic fight for a title, you know, it's got to be, you know, worthy money. It's got to be the money's got to be right for that type of fight, regardless of, you know, what's happening in the world. Because at the end of the day, it's still our career, and you know, we still all got families to go home to and whatnot. So, you know, I did see an interview the other day that Eddie mentioned that he'd offered me a number of fights that, you know, wasn't accepted, and you know, in my head I'm thinking, hang on a minute, that's not right. Now, I don't know whether there's been a miscommunication or whatnot, but you know, it wasn't the case from my side. Again, the most recent one was the Cullen fight, and you know, I think the sooner all this blows over, you know, the better for boxing, because you know, but for the fans, you know, watching on telly, you know, you've got a great show, 50-50 fights throughout the whole show. So yeah, entertainment wise, you know, it's a good time for boxing.
How itchy are your knuckles right now?
Yeah, I am. You know, I mean, I'm staying in this. You know, a lot of fighters don't like staying in the gym, you know, with no date or sort of no light at the end of the tunnel, if you like. Because I'm at the minute, I don't know if it's going to be late this year. I don't know if it's going to be next year. And you know, no fight wants to be fighting, you know, January or early February. You know, you got to watch your weight over Christmas time. So for me, if it doesn't happen, sort of, you know, later on this year, it could be, you know, late February, sort of March time, which is from now till then. It seems, you know, it's a long time. So it's tough. It's tough. I won't lie.
Definitely. But like I say, you're Joe Gallagher. You're training alongside Joe Gallagher. You've got guys like Cam Smith and stuff like that. I mean, you watch Cam hasn't fought since November. I know. So as a team, as a fighters that haven't fought for nearly a year, 10, 12 months. I mean, how frustrating is it? Are you frustrated as a team, or you just get on with it, sort of thing?
I think a lot of us are in the same boat at the minute. Like I said before, so all over.
There's Callum Johnson as well.
Callum Johnson's waiting. You know, you've got Liam Smith, who's been in the gym. Callum, you know, and you know, listen, coming to the gym, it's a buzz anyway. We'd come anyway. You know what I mean, we're always in the gym, so you know, we'd always be ticking over and you know, something happening in the gym. But you know, ideally we'd all like a date to focus on and you know, knuckle down towards.
We've seen, like you mentioned Eddie there on his middleweights and Felix Cash, and I don't know if Jack Cullen is, but Eddie, but if you had, and you said that he turned down fights, you've turned down fights, or you were offered a fight but you turned it down, but that's not the case from you. So if you have a message for like Frank or any of these middleweights or promoters, Eddie Hearn or that, what would you say to them?
You know, I just want title fights now. You know, and I want to. No, I'm not gonna, you know, take a fight if I feel I'm not being paid fair, or you know, it is, you know, take it or leave it sort of thing. I feel like I deserve another shot, you know, with a fair purse, and you know, a great domestic fight. You know, there's again Cullen, which I accepted, Cash, Brian Rose, Wellborn. These are all fights that, you know, take my fancy, and any of those names, those type of names, to, you know, bring me back. You know, I feel like I'm creeping back towards where I was, but I'm not. I don't feel I'm there yet. So anyone sort of ahead of me, and more so with titles, you know, these are the guys I want.
You're obviously a fighter, but you're a boxing fan as well. So there's a big fight happening this weekend. Before I let you go, I want to get your thoughts on it. Usyk versus Chisora.
You know, it's a good fight. You know, Chisora can, you know, obviously it's heavyweight boxing. Anything can happen in heavyweight boxing. I just think Usyk is too good. Too good for someone like Derek Chisora. I think he could come unstuck against a more technical, bigger heavyweight. But I think Chisora, I don't think he brings the problems that Usyk will need, you know, to beat Usyk. You know, if he lands, you know, like I said, it's heavyweight boxing and anything can happen, but Usyk, I think, carries the punching power, not out of the two of them, but the punching power to be able to contest that at heavyweight, and technically he's you know, unbelievable. And I don't think, you know, Chisora's the man to beat Usyk. I think possibly a mid to late round stoppage.
Well, there you go. I'm going to put it there. Morrison just gave me a tip for a bet then, eh?
I'll put it on.
I'll put it on too.
I'll put it on.
Well, because I won't keep you much longer, man. I know you've just done a good training session there. You're probably itching to get some food in you.
Yeah, get some scrap.
Definitely. I won't keep you much longer then, brother. Thanks for this Fightful TV, and
thanks a lot.
Hopefully get a fight date soon.
Catch you soon.
Cheers, champ.
Is your debt causing you sleepless nights? Knock your debt out with Debt KO. And your debt won't be the only thing keeping you up at night. Debt KO, free impartial advice on all your debt.